Hi Juicers, welcome to the More Creative Juice Pinterest 101. Today I'm going to go over the basics with you. And so we will start with the top 5 reasons Pinterest or creatives don't use Pinterest. And we'll see if any of these fit into you or sound familiar to you. The first one is that they're not sure what Pinterest is, and we're going to cover that today with the basics. Or they're not sure how Pinterest fits into their business, and that's a different thing. It's one thing to use it for personal, it's another to use it for your business. And some people don't understand how that works for their business. 3, pinning doesn't lead to sales or engagement, so it feels like a waste of time. 4, you might not know what to pin or where to pin or why. And 5, creatives will pin infrequently and kind of randomly. So they really never get started with the real meat of Pinterest, maybe other than just going down some rabbit holes with the information. So today we're going to just talk about basics, but let's first go over some facts so that you can get really revved into your work with learning about Pinterest. It's really important. There are over 2 billion searches on Pinterest every month. And that is a lot. That's per month, and that's people looking for information and products. And I'm sure that your creative business would do well to be a part of that search. Pinterest is responsible for 5% of all internet referral traffic. That's a lot of people. 87% of Pinterest users have made a purchase after finding a product that they liked on Pinterest. Think about if you've used Pinterest before, you're probably saving products that you want to buy later, and you expect to see products that you want to buy later. This isn't an overly salesy place. That's actually a really helpful and useful tool that people use Pinterest for as a way to reserve products and things that they want to take care of later. So if you have a business where you sell a service or a product, then Pinterest is definitely going to be a place that you want to be. This is fantastic. A pinned image can last over 1,000 times longer than a shared image on any other social media. Twitter and Instagram and Facebook all are time oriented. So they will show what's happening now, but if you want to search for a product, if you've ever tried to look up even on your own Facebook page for some information that you put in there, or you saw somebody else post something interesting on their Facebook page, it is really difficult to find more information. Well, Pinterest is different because it retains information. Pinterest is interested in long-term information that is useful, not just now, but in the future. So a pinned image can last way longer and be repinned months and months and months after you originally pinned it. So it's not always time oriented. It is how useful that pinned image is to somebody else that will make it last longer. So you can really take advantage of that. Let's go over part 1 is Pinterest basics. I want to make sure that you really understand what you're looking at when you look at the Pinterest on your computer. I'll show it to you on your computer. You can also download Pinterest onto your iPhone. I personally think it's easier to start with your computer because you can have a little bit more access to the tools and it's easier to type and whatnot. So tablet, computer, I think that's where you're going to want to be. What is Pinterest? Pinterest is an online application where users can search and save web content. The key to understanding Pinterest and Pinterest users is that they're asking themselves, what am I going to do in the future? They're saving things for the future. So start thinking about how your product or service is something that your potential client may want to use in the future. Here's the home feed. Basically, when you type in www.pinterest.com and you make an account, you are going to be given a home feed, and that's always changing and an updating list of Pinterest pinned images. It's going to include a combination of accounts that you might have followed when you started your account, or it will include promoted posts or pins that Pinterest thinks you will like based on the accounts and pinned images that you've already liked and followed and saved. So they are going to try really hard to make this home feed exciting for you. If you find yourself going down a click hole, it is because they have done a really good job. They want to show you what you love, and they want to show what has been relevant to other people in the same category. So that is your home feed. That the actual image that was pinned from a website is called a pin, and it includes the caption and the person who pinned the original image and the website from which it was pinned. So you're going to have several pinned images, and those come directly from websites. Here we get to drill down into a little bit more of the specifics of an actual pin. You can see the title here. I've got it circled. It's called Patio DIY Painted Floor Tiles. That is the title of the pin. It's actually the text from the original post content too, if that makes sense to you. If somebody had put that on their blog, that probably copied over from their blog title. The caption is anything written to describe the pin. Most people allow the image caption to default to whatever wherever it came from or whatever it had before, but you can go in there and change it to something that's relevant to you or the project that you're working on. The pinner is the person or the account that pinned that pin image from that post. So in this case, it was Sin Thomas. And the pin board, which you can see underneath, is the board that she pinned it to. So that's how she's organized it, or that's the group of that's the subject matter that she's grouping this pin into for the porch. This is some extra analytical data. Pin count is how many times this has been repinned. So this is over 19,000 times this image has been pinned. Looks pretty popular. Repin is just some extra language that we use when talking about Pinterest. When you originally pin content from your blog, let's say, and somebody else takes that pinned image and pins it onto their board, that's called a repin. So 19,000 times this has been repinned onto another board. I think this is an interesting feature. I'm not sure how long this is going to last on Pinterest, but they wanted to show some engagement, so they are offering an option to comment whether someone has tried that activity or product, and you can actually even make comments about it. Now, if you go into back into your home feed, you're going to look at the upper right-hand corner and see some icons over there that will be helpful. The first one that looks like a compass is the Explore icon, and that allows you to search or be inspired by trending topics. And again, that has everything to do with what you have previously liked. So you're going to see overall topics on the left-hand side, trending, weddings, DIY, art, food, home, women's style, and then you can get into more specific ones like animals, cars, celebs. So if you want to look at a new topic, just to look around, let's say you want to look at new framing ideas or porch decor, you can start looking for particular subjects and you can see what they have collected for you. Again, these are not images that you these aren't accounts that you've already followed. A lot of times these are accounts that are completely new to you, so it's a way to discover new information. And I'm just gonna right now, even though I'm not sure where this fits in, but this is one of the best things about Pinterest is that it doesn't matter how many followers you have. This is the one time where it's not a popularity contest in terms of how many people are following you as your account. You do want that because of course that does help. But if you have a couple of hot pins that have really related to use Pinterest users and they've been useful and pinned and engaged with over and over again, that matters way more to your account algorithms and whether that pin is going to be showed more than how many people you have just as a one topic of algorithm incorporated into that. So that's always a good thing. I like that it's not finally, you don't have to worry about how many followers you have. You just have to worry about how great your content is. Now, if you press the little person icon, that will take you to your profile page. And this is where your boards and your profile information and your web link and how many people are following you. Just all of your data is in your profile page. Then on the far right, you've got the little speech bubble with the dot, dot, dot inside. That is where you're going to get notifications, activity about your account, people who have engaged in your own pins. So you can get an idea of which pins are popular that you have put down. It will show suggested tips. It will show suggested people to follow and what they're pinning. If you have had some activity, you will see a little number in I think it's a little red box right above that notification speech bubble. So you'll know that some new activity has happened in your account when you get to it. Now, we're still in your profile page. So in your profile page, you're going to have your pin boards. This is where you're going to create pin boards, and these are public and private. You can make personal ones that nobody else can see, secret boards, or you can create public boards, and they can be arranged in any order. We'll talk more about pin boards and some strategies about pin boards in the next video. Now, when you're starting your Pinterest account, I think it's a great idea to remember how you're going to use Pinterest personally. So personally, you want to go in there and explore visual inspiration. It's from people all around the world. I love looking personally at artwork and decor and recipes. And so I really enjoy Pinterest personally as a search option. When I was in my doing a lot more of my wedding invitations and things like that, the first place I would go to research a project would be Pinterest rather than Google. I just felt that the quality of pins were better. I could find what I wanted better. And that's exactly how Pinterest has set up their application as a useful search algorithm. So start there instead of the broad Google search and see what you find. And then you're going to want to find expert advice in the form of tutorials. You're going to see infographics, lists, recipes, and a lot of new things that you might want to learn. And so you're going to save those later. Make your own personal boards. Then you can search, discover, you can collect, you can organize products and ideas for future projects, for future travel, or for any events you've got coming on. So once you've got the basics, I recommend just go in there and explore a little bit, get a feel for what you find exciting about Pinterest as a personal user. And I think that will really inform how you approach using your Pinterest account from a business perspective. You always want to keep in mind that you're doing this for a customer. You are doing this for a Pinterest user. So keep in mind how you enjoy it, and that will give you some good ideas of how you can use it for your business. So that is the Pinterest basics for now. Next up, we're going to talk about how to optimize your account. So stay tuned for the next video.